already did.
Okay.
I already saw
Did you? Wait, did you guys already see it?
Mike,
I already saw it.
Only are
I'm
you
so
seeing it,
jealous.
Dom, or no?
I mean, I'm not in a rush to.
I want to see if it's
All right,
shits and giggles, because like the shit I've heard is like
spoiler free. Hit me with that fucking Madame Mike's 30-second review.
It
there's a 9-month-old pregnant woman who's in the Amazon jungle looking for spiders.
Let the guy who's seen it talk.
I mean, so Todd's not wrong. That does happen.
You know, because most 9-month pregnant women, you know, that's the first thing they do. They go to a dangerous.
They establish why that occurred, but still, it was like, it's wacky. It is a strange film that, as far as I can tell, must have gone through major reconstruction before the film came out for reasons I don't fully understand. And I don't know if the movie definitely suffers from that. I don't know if there's a version of this film that is good per se.
Dakota Fanning's press tour is fucking hilarious on this. I don't know if you've seen any of the
crazy
stuff,
because she's not even in that movie.
Dakota Johnson.
Like sorry, Dakota Johnson. Because like it's been absolutely hysterical.
Imagine if Dakota Fanning was doing a press tour for this movie.
Right?
That
she's
would
like
be
literally like
good.
just like basically like not even answering questions. She's so funny at the. She's got like.
Yeah.
Did you see the SNL skit when she went in and she had on like the three dudes?
Oh yeah, I love that sketch.
Yeah, and that's like her humor, like just super dry, like, you know.
I will say that the rest of you bring up SNL on this show a lot more than I do. Just throwing that out there.
I only see the only thing I like is those things that you guys send me. Those guys, like the JC Penney fucking seltzers and like all that shit.
Please do not
those guys
destroy
are great.
Whatever. Please destroy.
Yes, I need to watch that movie. Actually, speaking.
Please don't destroy.
Please don't destroy. Yeah, it's Stone Mountain or something. Mike, spoiler free. Hit me with it. What do you got? What's Madame Web all about?
It is a woman who can see the future, and she's trying to protect these 3 girls from being killed by this guy who, for reasons, he's dressed sort of like Spider-Man, and I guess you can make the argument that Spider-Man based his costume off of these people in the Amazon. It's a whole thing.
Do any of the comics have that like lore of Spider-Man that his suit is based off of that?
Not that I'm aware of.
Interesting.
I heard that like they're in the girls are in the suits for like a minute max. Like it's like 2 seconds.
I will be upfront with you. If you
blink, you won't see them.
If you think at any point any of the characters become superheroes in the film, you are wrong.
Who greenlit this movie? Who like thought this movie was a good idea? It's wild to me. Absolutely wild.
It's Sony. They have the rights to Spider-Man. They can't make Spider-Man movies the way they need to or want to. They're gonna try to make Spider-Man movies without Spider-Man.
Okay.
Craven's going to be the worst movie too. That movie's going to be so bad when it comes out.
Real talk about the whole Spider-Man thing. So Dakota Johnson's character has a partner. She's like an EMT. Her partner's name is Ben. I don't believe you ever get Ben's last. You never get Ben's last name. At some point, Ben's like, "Oh, I started seeing somebody. I think she's really special." And Dakota Johnson character goes, "What's her name?" He does not respond. Later on,
he says, "My nephew's born."
No. Later on,
he said her first name's Aunt.
Later on, because I don't know if they establish what Ben's relationship is to this woman, but there's a woman named Mary. She's got a husband named Richard who is off doing something. Mary is pregnant. She's like, and they're doing like a baby shower game where they guess the name of the baby. You never hear the name of the baby, which is to say this quote unquote Spider-Man universe movie has Ben, doesn't say Parker. There's presumably a May and presumably a Peter. None of the names are ever uttered once. They do mention the words spider a lot. I think they even say spider person.
What was the general audience reaction like when you saw it? Were people just laughing?
Of the 20 people there, they were laughing, but they were laughing specifically at the jokes.
Okay.
There were deliberate comedic moments.
All of this stuff aside, and Todd's nonsense, did you like the movie, Mike?
Not especially.
Okay. That's what I cared more about. I didn't like need a fucking.
How many stars out of 5 would you give it, Mike?
Oh boy, putting me on the spot here.
For your post boner.
I mean, boner rating. That's a 3.5, easy.
Yeah.
Quality rating. I don't know. 1.5.
What was the quality of your boner?
I just said 3.5. What more do you want?
Well, I don't know if this was like a critic boner versus audience boner. I didn't know if there was like a difference. You know what I mean?
Oh, there was a different boner score. This is my
Boner
critic
alert.
boner score. You have to pull the audience to figure out what their bonus score was.
Okay, I hate this segment. We're gonna welcome everyone to the Pass the Controller podcast, a show where a couple of best friends talk about the latest in video games and nerd culture. Sometimes we have guests. Sometimes Mike talks about his boner too much. Either way, we have
Not possible. Not possible.
Either way, we have a new episode for you each and every week. I can't wait for the week Dune 2 comes out so we can hear Mike's boner rating on the Dune 2.
I think I'm seeing
bucket.
that.
Did you pre-order your popcorn bucket?
That's going to be a game time decision.
Mike, we all know. Just get it. You don't want to
You know
walk.
people
You
are
don't
gonna
want
be
to
so
walk in
annoying.
and be bucketless. You know you want.
People are going to be so annoying with that bucket in the theater. You know, like
Yeah.
it's going to
At
be
that
annoying.
point, I feel like I'll be a biter if I just buy it because everyone else is buying it. So
Like, when everyone else starts fucking their popcorn buckets, what are you going to do? You're going to be left with your fucking dick in your hand.
Yeah.
all right. I mean, it's not going to affect the boner score.
Well, I think it is actually because
It
you're
might.
not going to be having the full Dune 2 experience.
You get early access to Dune? You getting some early access tickets?
Yeah,
You
I think
see
I'm seeing it's not this Sunday, but next Sunday. I think the movie comes out sometime after that.
that'll be the one movie that gets me back to the theaters again because I haven't been in a while. I'll go see that in the theaters.
Anyways, we have a new episode for you every week. As always, I'm your host, Brennan Groom, and joining me on this lovely Friday evening is the anime senpai himself, Mr. Michael Lazier. Mike, how are you doing?
Bonerific.
Oh, boner alert.
Also joining us, of course, is the fucking Fortnite father, Todd Gary. Todd, how are you doing tonight?
Good. I'm good.
Oh, god damn it, Todd.
Speaking of being Fortnite, though, we got to fucking hurry up and do the Shredder thing because I think that goes away after like 2 weeks, like the Darth Maul one did.
Yeah, it
if you want
definitely has
that.
a limit. I mean, the season
Yeah.
ends in like 2 weeks, too, so
Wait, really? Oh, fuck.
yes.
Dude, I got a ways to go for the bird is the
Yeah,
word.
you're spending money to get bird is the word. I hate to
I'm
tell
at
you.
85 right now. I'm not like.
I think you have to get to
anything-
like 130 though, or
It's
125.
like 130. Yeah, it's like around there.
I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of Fortnite. And rounding us up tonight, of course, is the Disney daddy himself, Mr. Dominic 40. Dom, how are you doing?
I'm doing bonerful.
That's a good one.
Is
That was really good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Alright.
I couldn't fit it into any other words.
Like his real boner.
Why do you know that?
It's fair.
I'm a good friend.
I'll take your word for it, I guess. We got a great show for you tonight. I hope it's not like the first 8 minutes, but we'll see.
I'm gonna stick to that. We're sticking to that.
Yeah, it's the whole boner episode. Before we get into tonight's episode, a couple of quick housekeeping things. If you are, first of all, congratulations to all of our winners. We gave away this month a couple of 4-day badges to PAX East 2024 provided to us by Penny Arcade. So if you are one of our lucky listeners out there who were able to win one, congratulations. All the people have been reached out to. I've submitted their information to Penny Arcade, so they are good to go. But congratulations on your 4-day badge. Speaking of PAX East, if you're going to be at the show, I will be on a panel on Sunday, March 24th at 12:30 p.m., so noon 30, called Between Two Screens, a Nintendo DS Retrospective. It's not my panel. I am a guest on the panel. It is friend of the show, Jacob McCourt's panel. It's going to be a good time. I'll read the description to maybe sell you a little bit more if you're going to be at the show, to put it on your calendar. How could Nintendo improve an already great handheld experience after the release and success of the Game Boy Advance? By adding a touchscreen. Over an hour, our 5 Nintendo DS experts, apparently I'm a Nintendo DS expert, will help you reminisce about the history of the console. Then, with the help of the PAX East audience, we'll build the essential list of 20 must-have Nintendo DS titles. Audience members will be given 15 seconds to make their pitches, so come prepared. It's a great panel. There's a lot of great other guests on it. I'm excited to be on this. You gonna say something?
There's only like 5 good DS games though, so that's gonna be a tough.
That's
maybe a
wild.
tough one.
That's an incorrect thing.
Nintendogs was DS, right?
It was. I will not reveal what my picks are because that's the come to the
It
panel.
better be fucking Golden Retriever, Dalmatian.
Nintendogs plus cats. I think that one was 3DS. If you can't make the show or you're not going to be there on Sunday or you can't make the panel but you still want to check it out or whatever, you can at that time live watch it on twitch.tv/PAX2. I don't know if it'll get archived outside of that. It might end up on one of Jacob's YouTube feeds. If not, I will try to get the video as well, and so I can put it up there for people that can't catch it live or can't go to the show. So definitely check that out. There's potential I might be on another panel. There's some things that are up in the air still, so maybe, but that one for sure is happening. So if you're going to be on the show on Sunday, you should come check that out. Usually too, when it's in a streaming room, it is a larger theater, so you shouldn't. I mean, I don't want to tell you don't have to wait in line and then you miss the panel. I don't want to be the cause of that, but usually the panels that are streaming are in larger rooms, so there is usually a lot of seating available. But anyways, that'll be a good time. So if you're there, definitely check that out.
I'm going to make sure I get to ask a question. I'm going to get there early. I'm going to ask why the PlayStation Vita is far superior to anything.
Do it, Todd. I want you to come to PAX on Sunday so bad that
the whole audience
do that.
Get the whole audience against me.
I'll bring tomatoes just for the occasion.
So that'll be a good time. If you are going to be at PAX, you see us, make sure you say hello. A couple other quick housekeeping things. I don't know. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth review is up, as well as the cocktail over on our YouTube channel and over on the PassController.io website. I guess that's it for housekeeping. Let's just move right into it. Before we get into tonight's main topics, though, I feel like it's a good time to touch base on what, if anything, anyone's been playing. Todd and I are both playing something that we cannot speak about right now, and that's all we can say about that. So I haven't been playing anything else. So I have nothing to contribute to this thing. So I don't know if anyone else, and if no one has anything new or worthy of speaking about, then we can just move on. But I didn't know if anybody was playing anything else.
Playing Helldivers. Oh, sorry, Mike, go ahead.
Well, what do you got, Mike?
No, I was gonna say Reloaded, but I have nothing to say about Reloaded, so don't even worry about it.
How far are you in?
Not very.
Okay. Does it have its fangs in you? Like, are you? Did Persona 5 take a long time to get you, or are you just kind of in from the
Persona 5 took a long time for me to care. It wasn't until the third dungeon where I was like, okay.
Why did you keep playing it then? Just because you were playing it?
Just because I was playing it. And even then, I was playing it sporadically. When I say it took me until the third dungeon, I mean, I put it down for a long time, and every once in a while would pop back in and try things. And then once I got somewhere in the third dungeon, I said, okay, I both get it, and now I'm invested in the story, so now I'll pick up the pace. This one's more like, I know how a Persona game works now.
Yeah.
So now I'm not too stressed about things. I'm just kind of popping and going, all right,
I also
I'll do
feel
this,
like it kind of throws you into the thing a little bit quicker.
It does. Because this one, I didn't really play 4, so I really can only speak about 5. 5, the whole group kind of learns together what's going on.
Yeah.
In 3, you show up and oh yeah, listen, this is a thing that we do, so you're in the crew.
You still don't know everything, but I think...
You don't know everything, but you pop in with 2 other party members.
I think part of the difference, at least that initial narrative thrust, is in 5, there's the main thing going on, but you're also kind of doing other things to get to whatever that main thing is, where I feel like the specifically like the dungeon structure. Like you're going in through palaces of specific things for specific people in your party and specific like big bads. Whereas in 3, I mean, I don't know spoilers for 3, so I don't know how 3 plays out, but it seems a little more like, hey, you're going into Tartarus, and like Tartarus is the thing, the Midnight Hour is the thing, we're moving towards this thing.
Right.
So it's a little more like, I think, here's the shit going on, you'll learn more, but like, here we go.
Yeah.
I like
more
4
straightforward.
the way 4 starts more than I like 3, but I think I'll enjoy 3, but
Yeah.
because I played a little bit of 3 before everything else came out, but I don't know, something. I think I like the characters better than 4. I'm not a big fan of the characters in 3 so far. I'm like only like 4 or 5 hours in, so I don't know if
I'm not super far in 3, and I'll get back to it after we're done with what we're doing. But I think the general consensus is like 3 is much darker than the other games. Like tonally.
Oh, that's cool. That's good to look forward to then.
So I don't know. I'm definitely, because I don't know spoilers for 3 or 4. So like I'm eventually I'll play 4, but I'm looking forward to like kind of learning 3 as I play it for the first time. I like some of the characters though, but I've also played Ultimax a lot, Persona Arena, which is like the fighting game. They're all it's all 3 and 4 characters, and I think there is a story mode that has like more story, but I purposely didn't play the story mode in that game because I don't want things like that. But I don't know, I kind of like the vibe of some of the characters. I do think I would personally, just based off specifically off just like visual aesthetic and again knowing nothing about any of these games, for some reason I think I'd like 4 more, but I don't know. I have no idea.
Just off that first song for 4, it's like
The music's
sucks
good
you
in
in.
all 3 of them. They're fucking.
Oh, yeah, it
they're
is.
so good. They're so good. Cool. Todd, you've been playing Helldivers 2. Sell us on Helldivers 2. Make Dom buy it.
In between, like, you know, what we can't talk about. Like, I've mostly just been focused on that. But yeah, no, Helldivers. I'm playing solo, which is not the ideal way to be playing this game, and I'm enjoying it quite a bit. The guns. I'm like one of those people that like if a gun. I've played some games where like you know you're shooting people. Just the guns feel like they have no weight behind them. The guns feel really punchy. It's like when you're shooting like. You know, you fight. I'm sure you fight other things, but I've only fought like those bugs from Starship Troopers so far. But it's like it's really cool. I was explaining to Brenden a little while ago too. Basically, it's like an open world where everyone who's playing the game is doing the same missions, and like it's like every time you play it, you do a more percentage towards that, like exterminating this planet and getting rid of all the bugs. So like it's a cool little live service element that like. You know, like this area's at like 80%, and like in a couple more days, people will probably close that out, and then you move on to like the next planets and everything. And I've watched a lot of videos on co-op. I think this game obviously shines in co-op because it's just absolute chaos.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool. It's got like you can just be like walking around being like, oh, this is pretty calm. And then all of a sudden, one thing happens and it's just like you're literally running for your life for like the next 20 minutes, and especially with no other people playing with, it can be quite challenging.
So when you drop in, you're not like queuing up and then dropping into like a quote unquote match. You're just dropping into the world and
you're dropping into that
stuff?
planet.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So it tells you what you do. So it basically is like at this planet you got to go find this ship, get the recordings from the ship, and then maybe get something else there.
Are there other people there physically with you, or only the people you're playing with?
Only the people you're playing with. Okay. I don't think there's any other people physically. Yeah, and then you do the tasks that you need to do, and then you need to get the hell out of there. So you have to send out a beacon to get out of there, and then you get like 3 minutes until it comes. So like if you're getting chased by things, it It seems like it's definitely.
I mean, it sounds like my jam. Yeah.
Yeah. You'd like it, and but you just I feel like the game would thrive playing with more people. And the online's broken right now as far as playing with randoms. It still doesn't work. You can only play with like people on your friends list as of right now.
Interesting. Yeah. It's definitely something that like I was like, oh yeah, I'll play it at some point, and then you got it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll jump in, and then other stuff is in the way. But I know like Cam is also playing it a lot. I know Jesse's playing it a lot, and I think it was Jesse that said it the other day, but he said something like the game feels like it has stakes while you're playing it. Like it feels dangerous.
Yep.
Like
Yeah,
you
you
can like
can't
fuck up bad.
relax.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
I like that's intriguing to me. I'm like, oh, I kind of want to like fucking. I'm like
so like
really. I might play it tonight. We'll see. I might play
yeah, let me
late
know.
tonight.
I'll join you. Because if you like in order to like do something, like you get like an orbital strike to start off, and you got to unlock other things. But what you do to get the orbital strike is you pull up this little thing on your wrist, and you got to press like down, over, and then you get it. But like in the heat of things, you can't make a mistake. Or if you're trying to get like the codes to get out of there, you're pressing over. You got to do like this pattern just for like a second.
Yeah.
And then you can get like nukes, you can get like all this crazy stuff. You can it's pretty wild. But like I have barely scratched the surface on it.
What
Like,
happens
really.
if you like die? You get
It's
revived,
weird.
or does that
Oh,
whole
you
team
get
get
so you
wiped?
get
Or?
so I believe I don't know if you play with other people, but if you play by yourself, you get 5 drops per.
Oh, have you not played with other people yet?
I haven't played with anyone. I've enjoyed it by myself. So like I'm sure I would absolutely love it playing with people and just like kind of communicating. And I mean, all the videos I see of people when shit starts going south, it just seems hysterical. Everyone's like, "Oh, run! Get the hell!" Like just run, go. So yeah, it seems like I think it's funny that like everyone's just shitting on live service games, and then this game comes out and everyone's like, I love live service. This is how you do it. It's like, wait, what? But no, it's cool, and I think the price point's pretty good too. And it's not really pay to play or anything like that. Like, and if you want to buy something, it's like $2. So if you want to get like a really cool suit, like it's like not expensive at all. You can pay like $2 and get something.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
intrigued. I'll get to it at some point. Did he sell you, Dom? Are you sold on Helldivers too?
I'll just get too many things to do right now.
Yeah, I have too many things to play. He brought this up like last week or 2 weeks ago or something. He's
Wow.
like, you really should get Helldivers, and I was like, I know.
I was
like,
I
want
knew I
to,
was gonna
but
buy it. I knew I was gonna
Yeah.
buy it, but I was like trying to hold off. And then like the day it came out, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna buy it. And I don't even know why I say I'm not gonna buy it. I do it every single time.
What are you playing, Dom? Anything besides just Suicide Squad?
I've rolled credits on Suicide Squad, and I've maxed out 2 characters. And I am now halfway through Senua's Sacrifice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I feel like it's quick. It's probably like 10 hours or less. I don't remember how long it is. It's probably, it might even be less than 10 hours.
I think it's like 8. Yeah.
What do you think of Senua so far?
I'm enjoying it. I'm playing it on the cloud, so I have been having some
Yeah.
weird stuff with it, but
Oh, because you're playing
long
on
does
a
it
Rogue
take?
Ally.
yeah, I am playing on the Rogue Ally.
Because I've tried playing games on the cloud recently, and it never used to be like, oh, you got to wait 5 or 10 minutes. Is that like still a thing right now? Because I haven't done it in a while.
I
But
think if you're
I've
just
been-
playing at a busy peak time.
Yeah, I've been jumping right in.
Wait, what do you play on the cloud, Todd? What are
it's
you
like
playing? it on?
like
But
like if like a new
what are you playing it on? Your phone?
on my Xbox, but like
Yeah,
I'll
you
like
can play cloud on Xbox too.
Oh,
yeah.
mean
So you
like
have,
you're
you
not
have to
downloading
download it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Usually like indie games that come to Game Pass. I'm like, oh, I'll
Yeah.
give this a try.
Mike, did you buy Suicide Squad yet?
Not yet.
Is it still something you're gonna buy?
Yeah, at some point I do want to buy or at least play Suicide Squad and Tekken. And there's probably some other games too. So like, I'll get around to it. There's no rush currently for any of these things.
Yeah. I mean, I would for you, Mike, I would say, I don't know, I'd say maybe Tekken first over Suicide Squad, but because I'll play Tekken with you. Like I'm not uninstalling that or Street Fighter 6 for a bit, so those will be on my Xbox kind of for a while. I haven't played enough Tekken 8 to like talk about it, so I'm not gonna do that yet. But since both Todd and Dom have finished Suicide Squad, or at least rolled credits, and still continue to play it, where's your current like? Where is this game currently for the two of you? Like, not what the fucking internet's talking about, not what everyone else is talking about. Like, how do you two feel about Suicide Squad? Like, what's the fucking, I don't know, the half stamp for Pass the Controller? I don't know if I'll finish it, so
I've enjoyed everything I've played with it. I like the story. I think the story might fall off a little bit at the end for me, but like the thing that keeps me coming back to that game is the gameplay loop. I really enjoy it. And I do like the end game content, which I feel like games like that can be really hit or miss. Yeah, and it's kind of like Dom said, he's already maxed out 2 people. Like, I plan on maxing out every character in the game, and then I'm excited for when the first season starts and we get Joker and get all this other new stuff. I mean, who knows? I don't know if anyone bought the game at this point. So like, I'm like, I'm sure we'll get a couple of the characters, but I'm just still nervous that like.
It seems like they have the first 4 seasons done.
Okay. Yeah. As long as I get that much, I'll continue to play the game if they keep on updating it and the updates are good. But I mean, like, playing this game for like 6 months is already a win for me, because I feel like that's more than I play most games if I end up playing it for that long through the season. So,
Yeah, I mean, unless that's spoilery, don't say anything. But like, what is the end content of like what when you beat the game? What is the post content? Is it like different than like? Is it different than?
there's like more mission styles and it kind of opens up like in Destiny when we do
It's-
like the
yeah.
weekly things in Destiny.
So
Like,
it's
where you
just,
get,
is it
like,
just like harder versions of the things in the game, or is it
Yeah.
different stuff?
Well, it's like right now, like the thing they're doing is like Bane cosmetics. So like when we do the dailies on Destiny, we'd play it at the hardest difficulty, and we'd hope we'd get like a good piece of gear. It's basically stuff like that, plus like other missions that they like throw into the mix and everything. But yeah, I mean, I think with like a couple seasons, I think there'll be a good amount of content for newcomers to jump into. I already think I think it was worth the money I spent on it, and and I think all the seasons are free. So, the only thing you have to pay for is cosmetics, which I don't really give a shit about unless I see something amazing. But
That's
How
about the
about the
$100 on a
$100
Harley.
one,
Yeah.
and I did not. I didn't. I don't know how I got those though, for real.
I looked it up because it was driving me insane. I was like, I needed to know if Todd fucking
Yeah, what was it? Did you?
you. I think you got the pre-order bonus. I think that's what happened.
But I didn't get the other skins. Oh, the pre-order bonus. Oh, okay, gotcha.
So
Oh yeah, because I bought it. I bought it in New Zealand. Well, I got it. So that's
much
what we
to
watched.
everyone's
Yeah.
chagrin, Todd did not spend $100 on fucking on that.
Todd wanted to spend $100.
Todd-
I did. I almost did it.
Todd
I almost
multiple
did.
times
Superman
leading up to it was like, I'm really gonna spend $100 on this because I tried to get Todd a code, and he's like
I couldn't bring myself to
fucking
do it,
bugging me every fucking 20 minutes. Did you get an email yet? Did you get an email yet? I'm like, I didn't get an email yet, but he's like, I'm just gonna end up fucking buying it.
Listen, they should have gotten an email. They should have given us the email. We would have been like one of the more positive, like reviews.
I mean, I feel like Dom has played a lot,
Yeah.
and you've played a lot, but I feel like you still both aren't saying, like, you haven't convinced Mike to buy it.
Listen, I mean, I at this point, I
I already
don't.
said I was gonna buy it. It's just not. I'm not gonna do it right now.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you're gonna
I
buy
mean,
it
like-
anyway. You know what I mean? They haven't upped the ante for you. They haven't been like, oh shit, here's the foot on the gas. I gotta go to the store. I gotta buy this right now.
Yeah, I
That's
have
tough,
to go to
though, because
Woolworths
I
right
tell-
now.
I mean, I told Mike to play Cyberpunk, and he never played it. He bought it and fucking played like 5 minutes of it.
He's right.
And that's like one of the best games I played in like the last 10 years.
Did we tell Mike to buy Overwatch, or did Mike buy Overwatch on his own?
question, I don't know.
I'm gonna have to go digging through the podcast.
Overwatch, I think I bought on my own because I enjoyed the demo at PAX.
Did we all just buy it?
It's still wild to me that I see Mike playing Overwatch daily when I get on Xbox. If I get on Xbox, Fucking
Listen,
blows
Mike's
my
He
mind.
committed.
he loves mayhem.
Mike's
Gotta get that total mayhem.
Mike's faithful. He's committed. He's a one.
That's all you have to. That's how you have to sell Mike on games.
Yes,
Compared to
mayhem.
Total
Suicide Squad post game stuff is essentially total mayhem.
Yeah, Mike,
Yeah, that's
you
why
can
he's here.
you can have a sleep dart and just keep on sleeping the same person over and over again, and they can't play
Oh.
the game. You can just,
Oh,
and
the
that's
old
all Mike did.
Anna.
That's like
the
all
old
Mike did,
Anna
like,
move.
forever. He just does that.
Mike,
He's like, listen,
you
I
can
love
you
Total
can
Mayhem.
ice wall your teammates into a room and they can't leave.
Oh boy. Oh, God, you haven't played with well, you guys don't play Total Mayhem, so it doesn't matter. But I had played Total Mayhem once, and there was a guy on my team that was playing as Life Weaver, and he would just keep doing his little grab move to
Hold
not
back.
let me leave the spot. Yeah.
I think that in my head now, in my head canon, on nights when we're not playing games together, now I like to think that Mike is just getting fucking drunk as fuck, and he's just playing Total Mayhem, and he's just fucking laughing his ass off because he can Zarya ult over and over again. He's throwing fucking Toblerones everywhere.
Yeah, that'd be great. But I have work in the morning, and I'm an old man now. I can't get plastered like I used to.
On the weekends? On the weekends, you're not getting a little sauced up playing some fucking Total Mayhem?
With a boner.
Yeah, Mike. Overwatch, what's the boner rating?
Overwatch 1, oh, that was easy 9. Overwatch 2, womp womp, it's a 5.
Mike, that's a 5 that you come back to day in, day out. That is a solid 5.
Yeah, but it's rote.
Okay. Well, if you had to score Suicide Squad, the two of you, if you had to throw a number on that bad boy for you personally,
I would do a 13 out of 10. No, I would probably do like an 8 out of 10.
I was gonna say an 8 too.
okay,
7.5, 8.
That's why I like when I saw like 5s and 4s and 6s. Like I was like, listen, like I get that people might not like this game.
Yeah.
But I really feel like a lot of people.
I think there are some people that have softened on it. I've seen some people tweet.
Yeah.
Tweet.
I have two
things
guys
that have said like, "Oh, you know what? I'm actually kind of enjoying this." But I think
I think there was a lot of like going into this game and already hating it and already hating it. Like,
I'm sure.
This isn't Arkham. Like, why did you give us this game? This isn't Arkham.
Yeah.
Right. Even though Batman's story came to a complete and perfect closure in Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
Like, so like, I don't know why people needed, you know, I get it, but like.
I did see someone, I forget who it was. I did see someone say, like, someone was like, I think it was the night of the Super Bowl. They were like, everyone's busy watching the Super Bowl, so I'm going to say I'm kind of enjoying Suicide Squad. And then someone else in the industry responded to it and was like, Suicide Squad is a very well made, not great game. And I liked that response. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like the big thing is like people don't like live service games, but then like it's weird because I don't know what I remove
that part of it. Like, because I mean, listen, I've played a couple hours of it, and I'll tell you right now, like I would play that again with you guys, but from what I played, and granted, it was still like a glorified tutorial for the most part up until the very end of our session, I still was not like hooked into that gameplay loop, which is what I would care about personally the most. Like the story I've heard, I think overall the story is not bad. Like it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's good.
But that's not what would personally pull me into this game. It would be like, oh, it's a multiplayer, grind it out type of game. That type of stuff is my wheelhouse. Like I like those types of games.
You didn't play any of those type of missions though. You were
still early. Like I think when we ended, I literally had just opened the skill tree or whatever. So it's like I know I'm still early. I just personally
I was like where we left off, and I don't think we did any of like the.
No, it was like the
missions.
The introductory is pretty long.
I think I'll be able to form my personal. Am I going to keep playing this? When we play one more session and I get a little bit further in, because that will be like a good gauge of, is this what I have time to spend my time with right now? And I didn't pay for it, so I don't really like it. Right. It's really just, is it going to be fun for me or not? And that's not like a slight against people who are enjoying it. It's just more of like there are too many games to play, and
I don't know that it's a game for everybody.
Yeah,
no.
I mean,
I think the gunplay is slick.
I don't think Destiny was a game for everybody.
No, definitely not. I do think that a lot of the like initial weird backlash like stemmed from, like you already said, it's Rocksteady, it's not Arkham. It's a live service, and for live service, for a lot of people, that's just like bad news because it means two things: might not have a lot of content, it's a long roadmap, or hey, this game that I actually like is gonna fucking be dead in a year, or whatever. And that shit is the reality. I mean, most live service games don't fucking make it. They don't last. I mean, there are like I finished Avengers and I played a lot of post game in Avengers. I liked Avengers gameplay loop a lot more. That game had no fucking content in it, and I liked that game. It was not a good game. Like it was a good game, but it was not a good game.
The problem with that game is that like it was very it was like tanky gameplay though, if that makes any sense.
No, it
like
felt good. You know what's funny? That gameplay felt a little bit more like Arkham.
Maybe, but like the issue I have, like the thing with like, I think
it wasn't Arkham-y, but it was like at least compared to Suicide Squad, it's a little more like slower combo-y.
Yeah.
So like Rocksteady like really made that like free flow combat like such a huge deal, and like just like expanded on it over years, and like they made something that like pretty much every fucking person copied after Arkham Asylum. And I do think they made something creative with this game, and I think people are dismissing because it's just gun combat, but like I do think they made something pretty unique with this game, and I like we've said, it's not for everyone. But once you start ranking up your characters and some of the stuff you can do with like juggling and like just like there's like a lot of stuff that gets implemented into the game.
Some of the combo specials are like
it's crazy. It's so like good, and like and I can't imagine. I feel like it'd be so fun.
I'll give it one more session at one point, but I mean,
I got 2 months. I got so much going on right now. I haven't played it like all week.
I'm very limited in my capacity currently. So, and after I finish what we're doing, I have another thing already on deck. So it's like I am like seemingly this year starting off, which is not a bad thing. It's a great thing. Keep giving us games. It's just like a perpetual. All right, I'm in the trenches and I'm going. Which is not a bad place to be. I'm happy. Give us more games. But
the one thing I will say about Avengers versus Suicide Squad is Avengers, I think, was hindered by the fact that you were superheroes and you were limited by the scale of like you're Iron Man and Thor, but you can only fly.
You can barely fly. Yeah,
10
you
feet
can
off
like
the ground.
Listen, I'm not out here trying to say Avengers was this amazing game. I just like
no. I'm just saying like Suicide Squad feels bigger, and I think part of the reason that it feels bigger is because the characters are so much smaller. Like none of the characters that you have like superpowers.
Yeah.
They're just like, I don't know.
They have shooty powers.
They're like metas. Like
yeah.
They're all like stolen from heroes. So
listen, I enjoyed my time with Avengers. I blasted through that story. I actually really liked the story of Avengers. That was a good story. I liked it a lot.
The story was good.
And then I started to play through that post game content, and after the fucking 10th time of fighting Taskmaster again, I'm like, I'm good with this game. Probably good forever. I think I'm done.
I played it way longer.
You played it way too much. I don't even, especially because it was like 150 gigs. I'm like, this thing's out of my Xbox. Goodbye. I'm good with this fucking game.
And I only used Iron Man. I didn't use a single fucking other character.
Yeah, you're crazy. I liked most of the characters in that game. I switched it up a lot. Like I think I made a lot of them up pretty well.
Right before they ended it, I made sure I got all the free characters and everything. If you didn't do that, I don't think you can.
Can you play that game still? Online?
I think so. Yeah, I don't know about.
You can still buy it.
Yeah, you probably can still play it online. You're not getting any more content.
Did they ever release the Black Panther stuff? Didn't they have a Wakanda expansion? Did it come out?
They Bucky, Black Panther. I forget who else. Kate Bishop.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Kate Bishop is like cool. We already have. Isn't Hawkeye already in the game?
Yeah.
Is he? Yeah, he is.
Yeah. I didn't download it on my PlayStation.
So that's why it was like some of the characters they were adding like. The first couple characters is like, can you just add someone fucking else?
Like, and then listen, I guess we can. This is like maybe a good segue. Like you add Spider-Man, a character that probably would have made that game sell even better, but it's a PlayStation exclusive. Did they ever put Spider-Man outside of PlayStation in that game?
No, and he didn't come straight off the bat either.
Like he was later. I think he was like later or something.
Yeah.
And he was garbage. It was like that Jurassic Park where they like do like the weird horns and everything, like the bootleg Jurassic Park theme, but like with Spider-Man flying around because it was like so poorly. Like it just looked horrible.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, we talked about a lot of stuff that I didn't think we were going to talk about. So I guess we'll whittle down the main topic that we never got to something a little bit smaller. And that being, I don't know, the state of the big three, the state of Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo right now. I was gonna we were gonna talk about this a little bit longer, but I don't want to talk forever tonight. I feel like we've been having a lot of almost 2-hour episodes this year, and I think we need to trim that back a little bit. So we can kind of just briefly go. Maybe we'll stick to the green and the blue for this episode, because those two are the ones that have the most kind of going on this past week or two. We don't really need to get into like the internet conversation that was what led up to this Xbox podcast the other day, where Phil Spencer, the other two like studio or like Xbox heads, I can't remember their names.
It was a waste of time, anyways. That whole fucking thing.
I mean, I don't think it was a waste of time. I think it's Sarah Bond and was it Matt Booty? I don't know. It was Sarah Bond and
yeah,
Matt Booty.
I think so.
It wasn't a waste of time. I mean, it definitely needed to be addressed in some form, because the internet melted down over.
It's weird to me though that this presentation seemingly was reactionary to an internet rumor.
I
Because
think
it didn't feel like they ever had a plan of doing that,
No,
and it ended
I
up
don't
being
think-
just a
yeah.
20-minute podcast.
I don't think they did, and honestly, like,
What were they expecting? They were saying games were going to go to PlayStation, when that shit got out. Like, what they think was going to fucking happen? Everyone would be like, "Yeah, good idea."
Yeah, but it was just like rumors and speculation and alleged insiders saying, these things. And was some of it correct? Yeah, in an extremely broad stroke way.
I personally think all these games are going to end up going. I think they're going to, they're not going to go right away, but like you're going to see all these games end up going to PlayStation, and they're going to go to Switch, and they're going to.
Listen,
like I'm fine. That's fine, whatever. But like, I don't think it's a great idea. But I mean,
why
I don't,
is it not a great idea?
Because I feel like I don't. Well, I shouldn't say it's not a great idea. But for
for a business, or go ahead.
Business standpoint, great idea. Yeah. Business standpoint, great idea.
Why is it a great idea as a business idea, but not for whatever else you're gonna say?
Because I feel like I don't feel this way because we buy all the consoles, so like it's kind of like hard for me to speak on this because like we always do. But like I think it's a bad idea for people who only adopt like an Xbox console or like have that, and then anyone moving forwards their mentality could be like,
why is it a bad idea though?
Well, I would say because like anyone moving forward could be like, I'm just gonna go to PlayStation because I can get everything eventually.
But you can't get everything eventually. I mean, PC, ideally, yeah, you probably are going to get the most if you're on PC.
They're going to break the internet when they put the Master Chief Collection on. Honestly, I don't think
that's going to happen.
I personally think they're going to put Infinite on PlayStation because the user base is fucking so poor. They need to boost that shit up.
I don't think that's.
There's like 2,000 Twitch people playing that like daily. 2,000 on.
I don't think that's what's going to happen. Listen, some of the things that I gleaned off of what they didn't say in this thing.
People get to play Pentiment. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, listen. You first of all have to look at the fact that Microsoft purchased so many studios that, and they said it in that podcast, like they're essentially one of the biggest publishers now because of all of the studios they acquired. And from day one, there was always the kind of speculation of, and it was mainly around Starfield. Is Starfield going to always be an Xbox game? Like, there's no way. Like, all these games, there are going to be plenty of things. I mean, Microsoft has owned Minecraft now for maybe a decade. I don't even know how long they've owned Minecraft at this point. Yeah. But, like...
That's everywhere.
It's everywhere, and it will never be everywhere.
And it has exclusive content to other platforms.
Yes. I think they're at the point where, like... And this is not me being pro Xbox. I'm wearing a fucking Xbox sweatshirt just accidentally. I'm just fucking. This is a very soft sweatshirt.
Okay, Tim Dog.
Yeah.
Whatever that guy's
name
is.
It's Brenden Cat. Okay. I don't want to like even talk about the fight. Like this past week and a half on the internet, I was just like, I'm good with all this discourse. It's fucking exhausting. Like I'm all set with like listening and reading any of it. Like it doesn't fucking matter until it matters, and it still doesn't fucking matter. Like to go against a little bit what you said, Todd, like I don't think that they're ever going to just open the floodgate of everything's going to be on other
I
things.
think they're going to decide when they want to. Like they're just going to be like, hey, you know what? Indiana Jones has been out for like a year now. Let's fucking drop it on PlayStation. I think that's what.
That's a game
but
that
he
I
literally-
expect will happen like that.
No,
that-
he in that podcast, he literally said Starfield and Indiana Jones will not go to other platforms.
Ever?
That's what he
Yeah,
said.
I think it's.
I don't think he said ever.
I mean, again, it doesn't fucking matter.
I think both of those games likely may move, but like you had said to me, I think this past week or 2 weeks ago, like those feel like more like, hey, we'll keep 1 year exclusivity.
Yeah.
We'll let the Xbox community play these games, like enjoy them as exclusives for a year, and then they can go to PlayStation, where they like the Xbox community has already played them, and had their share of it for a year.
Not only that, so like here's two. First of all, like a couple of aspects of that I want to like say some stuff about. So one is, even though he said in that podcast, no to Starfield, no to Indiana Jones, they said only 4 games for now, and then there will be things in the future, maybe, but not a yes or no. And yes, there will be other things in the future because again, they own all of these things. When they make a fucking Diablo 5, yeah, that's something that I could see maybe going somewhere, or maybe not, or maybe it being a thing. Like you have to think about the fact that like Sony's doing the same thing already. They're just only doing it with PC. Nintendo's probably the last one to ever gonna free up their IP aside from mobile. But even then, like when Nintendo dipped into mobile, there was like a lot of people that were head scratching, head turning, Nintendo this, Nintendo that. But it's like Nintendo's kind of a misnomer. They're like they're an enigma.
They don't need to do anything.
Their software has a ridiculous attach rate to their hardware, where Sony and Microsoft don't have that. Like Sony has been the leader now. Well, PS5 actually is not that compared to Xbox. It is, but not in the current state. Like the Switch is, I think, still it's down, but it's still way more than everything else. But compared to like PS5, Xbox Series X, yes, PS5 has more consoles out there, but it's still not a lot, to the point where we'll get to in a second. Had a PlayStation, they're lowering their projections for the year because they're already underperforming in console sales. But when you look at like the attach rate of specifically first party games on PlayStation, the sales on those games are also not super high. And when we're going into this landscape of games take forever to come, these big games, these first party games, these exclusive games take forever to come out. They have ridiculous budgets. We're already crunching these developers. All these, big companies are laying people off year over year now. There's a lot of money that goes into these games, and there's not a lot of return. And granted, again, some of that return, quote unquote, is, well, you can only play this on PlayStation, or you can only play this on Xbox. You can only play it on Nintendo. So that's part of the sort of like the trade-off of, yeah, we're only going to put Marvel Spider-Man on PlayStation, and it's going to only sell, 15 million copies, even though the PlayStation 4 has 120 million PlayStations out there. It's only going to sell 15 million. If they put that on Xbox, that would probably bare minimum double it. You know what I mean? Like they're never going to do that. Probably not. Maybe they will, but maybe not. Sony going into Xbox, I doubt it. I mean, we do have it with the show. With other things, maybe not.
That was forced.
I could see, forced by MLB. I could see it maybe happening in a way where it's like, hey, God of War 2018 is going to come to Xbox. Go ahead.
Just real quick. So I have the quote from it. When he said they're not Starfield or Indiana Jones, he was talking about the 4 games.
Yeah, the 4 games. Yes. So
and then he went on to say, I don't think we should ever, as an industry, rule out any game going to any other platform.
Yeah, and again, I'm not saying that those games wouldn't, but even if they like, I expect these 4 games to be what this year has in store, and what it's essentially them.
It's a trial run.
Let's see what happens. Let's see what this does.
I guarantee you they want to put Halo Infinite on PlayStation. Because you want to talk about it.
I could see them putting the multiplayer, but not the thing.
Yeah,
but if
the
anything,
multiplayer.
But Todd, if anything, they'll put Master Chief and not Halo Infinite.
Yeah, maybe. But either way, like I actually think that would be fucking really good because can you just imagine PlayStation owners are playing fucking Halo more than they're playing because they don't have a multiplayer game minus Helldivers. It just came out, but there's nothing else out there like Halo for them to fucking play.
I know,
and
but you
I
have to
think that
also
would-
understand that I don't know legality if this is a thing, and I think it would be, but Sony would probably still have to say okay to that, and they might not want that shit on PlayStation.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
I thought
they also did buy Bungie, and they are working on and this is the other thing that's not funny to me, but PlayStation bought Bungie. They didn't strip Destiny and other places, and they're working on Marathon, and that is also coming to Xbox.
Everything.
You know what I mean? It's they're also doing it because, especially with live service games, with the games like that, you need that player base because
I think Helldivers probably fucking opened their eyes because they've had
PC is
exactly
helping that game a lot, which is
they had
not a bad
250K
thing.
concurrent streamers now playing that game. That's fucking insane for a game like that. No one expected that.
I think it's gonna all be. I mean, at the end of the day, Microsoft is a business. They're going to continue to look at what makes the most sense for them to put other places while still trying to keep their core player base happy. And I mean, coming from me, who plays primarily on Nintendo and Xbox, given the choice, and if I need to play on PlayStation, I will. It's there's no downside to me for if any of those games on Xbox go to PlayStation. That doesn't affect me in any way. And part of that is because I do end up buying all the consoles. But if you're an Xbox player and you're worried about these things going elsewhere, if that's a real deal breaker to you, then just buy a PlayStation then instead of Xbox.
I think that's I agree with you, but I think that's a bad case.
But I don't think that's gonna happen the way that the internet makes it seem like it's gonna happen. No one's gonna buy an Xbox now. I don't think that's the reality. And will it change some people's minds? Maybe, but it's also never going to be clear. It'll never be clear if what's going to there. You know what I mean? They will always keep that sort of closer to the chest part of it. But again, the other thing too is, and this is what I think, we're not really primed for this sort of change in the video game industry because it hasn't really happened before, where you have these usual 2 to 3 platforms, which right now it's Xbox, Switch, and PlayStation 5, and obviously PC, mobile, etc. And they have these exclusive games and reasons to whatever. Because when you boil it down, at this point, Nintendo aside, a Series X and a PS5 are pretty much the same thing. You know what I mean? Sure, different interfaces, trophies, and achievements. The PlayStation 5 controller has haptic feedback. Microsoft's already working on making a controller to be similar. There's not a lot of differences between the machines. They're relatively the same, strength in what they can do.
I feel like PlayStation's been innovating more, and Xbox is kind of abandoning the innovation and more just on the Game Pass side of things.
But that's also that's a different type of innovation. I also don't agree with you that PlayStation's innovating more in
just their controller. I don't but
I think the DualSense sucks.
I like the DualSense, but I think that they're trying to rock. Are they supporting it? Who fucking knows? But they're trying with the PSVR, and they're continuing to do stuff that if I didn't have a Quest, I would totally get a PSVR too. But I got a Quest, so there's no reason for me to get that. But honestly,
I don't think that's innovation. They're not doing something different.
Xbox
they're just
hasn't
putting
changed their controller in ever.
I hope they don't, because I think this is peak controller. I think it is. It's perfectly ergonomic in my hand. I love the Xbox controller.
Super hot take right now, but I don't understand. I feel like most people in Phil Spencer's role would have been fired by now. The projections on Game Pass have not been what they wanted. They can't sell hardware. The exclusives have been a very slow drip, finally starting to come out now. I'm just surprised that I don't know. It's weird to me because I feel like it's been so much stagnation of like games from Xbox. There's been like really nothing. And then like, like then the hardware is not selling. So like I get why they're choosing to go the direction they're going. I get it completely. Do I
But
like
when you say
you're
like you get why they're like you make it sound like everything they're choosing to do is because of like not performing well, but they've been like pushing the Game Pass future of the Xbox brand since like 2015.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but it's not growing. Game Pass isn't growing. Like it's I think it was up to like 34 is what they announced. And I think if you take out the number of people, it wasn't like Game Pass Ultimate. It was like just like people who had Game Gold. So like they're not growing at the rate that they should be growing for offering the games. Because I think Game Pass is a fucking amazing value. And
yeah,
like for
no,
something
I don't think you're incorrect there. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's clearly working monetarily in a way for them that they are continuing to gobble up studios and continuing to like pursue that model. They've been doing the Game Pass thing for so long that if it was not working, I think they would have abandoned it a long time ago. I mean,
I think they know Game Pass is the future. I just don't think it's there yet because I think that's where
which again, I think you are correct. I think Game Pass is like.
Think about when they launched Xbox Series X. People fucking lost their mind because like they were like always online, kind of like digital, and people were like, "Oh, Xbox One, yeah, and everyone was fucking losing their mind, and they had to like backtrack from that. And like, part of me wish they just stood their ground because like I feel like they'd be even in a better place right now if they just fucking. I feel like them backpedaling fucked up a lot of shit for them.
I feel like we're getting way off of like what the actual thing here is, and it's like Xbox as a brand is going to continue to evolve in a way that like part of the appeal to Xbox is Game Pass, and like you're going to get these games day and date with Game Pass, and if that's what you want, then that is why you should have an Xbox. If it's not what you want,
games, though.
But it's not just Xbox games. There are so many non-exclusive games on Game Pass that I play. Persona 3 Reload. You know what I mean? Like there are always big games. The show ever since it's come to Xbox has been a launch Game Pass game, and that I think is by design. It's hey, this is the value of Xbox is we're gonna put premier games in here when we can, and all of our games are gonna be here. And again, if you're fine with waiting a year plus or maybe never getting a game like Starfield or Indiana Jones, then you can stay on PlayStation or switch to PlayStation if you're okay with waiting. But if you care about those specific games, the benefit of being on Xbox is not only getting them when they come out, but you get them on Game Pass if you're a Game Pass subscriber. And I think that's just what they're going to continue to move forward as. Again, when they put Hi-Fi Rush or whatever these rumored games are that are supposed to be going elsewhere, you got it on Game Pass. You had it a year ago. You've either played it or you haven't. Like it shouldn't, that going somewhere else shouldn't affect you. You should be happy that what I think is a fantastic game. Same thing with Pentiment. I think those are both fantastic games. I'm happy that someone else that couldn't previously play it now has the opportunity. If fucking Hi-Fi Rush and Pentiment get ported to Switch, how many fucking people are going to play Pentiment that like never otherwise would have played that game, and that game is so fucking good.
I will say this. I think it's not just Xbox. So I think like with the stuff that came out with PlayStation recently, where they were like, it's underperforming, even though you haven't been able to get a fucking PlayStation in a store since it launched. But like, what they also were saying, what the fuck else did they come out and say PlayStation recently?
That there are going to be no first-party games until at least April 2025.
Yeah, I mean, which I mean, we'll never see another year like we saw the year of Final Fantasy Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, and Last of Us 2. Like that's like a fucking insane lineup for any console. You're never going to see anything probably like that again, unless. But like now, oh, so what I was going to say is that they started saying that like the console is in its later stages of its life. I'm like, dude, you've had fucking 2 console exclusives. Like everything else has been on PS4, and we're already talking. Like I feel like gaming is just so depressing these days. Like these guys, like we're gonna get the new hardware out, even though we haven't had any exclusives yet for PlayStation. It's like
yeah. I mean, I think I don't know. We're like divulging into so many different threads here. You were gonna say
I
something.
just think gaming in general is depressing. That's it. Like it's like from like both sides of the aisle. I don't think it's like an Xbox thing. I don't think it's both. It's like the news that comes out from both sides is just fucking depressing all the time.
Yeah.
I think Game Pass is a value to Xbox consumers. I worry about subscription-based services as a whole,
100%.
where we're at in
Yes.
like modern society.
And again, Microsoft is a company.
Mike had a good point earlier about sorry, Mike, to bring you back to the podcast.
No.
Paramount is looking to team up with another streaming service.
Peacock, right?
So
Peacock.
Streaming services
They've apparently reached out to 3 other streaming services.
Dude, it's just become cable at this point. And now, there's commercials on Netflix. There's commercials on you're paying $20 for Netflix, and it's like, what are we doing? This is exactly why everyone jumped from cable to this.
So,
stuff.
I like that Game Pass is a thing because, I'm paying whatever it is, like $20 a month, $25 a month, whatever it is right now, and I'm getting, preloaded the show, preloaded Hellblade 2, I've got all these games that I'm like, all right, I'm looking forward to this, and it'll be on my Xbox when it comes out. Like, I don't have to go to the store and buy it. Like, it's just there. Like, I can. But once PlayStation decides that they're going to that, and
Nintendo will never do it. Don't worry about it.
Nintendo's already charging me for Nintendo Online.
That's true.
Yeah, but they're not like.
It's not the same, it's still money out of my account every month. You know what I mean? So it's just like everybody is like.
Well, I will say that all of the 3 were going to charge you to play online anyway. So at least there's some additional benefits because they were all charging you to play online.
Yeah. I mean,
so like Xbox,
Game Pass is the benefits? Game Pass.
No, I'm just saying Game Pass and Xbox Live are the same thing now.
Yeah.
So I'm saying like Xbox was gonna always charge you to play online. They've been doing it since 2001, I think. So they were gonna always charge you to play online. But PlayStation always charged you to play online. Again, and this is probably because of Game Pass. PlayStation came out with their sort of version of that, which I don't play on my PlayStation enough to know what the difference is, but there's like fucking 4 or 3 tiers of PlayStation Plus.
It's like legit like the same games that Xbox has, just like
so it's like I don't know if that's a benefit or not. I mean, Nintendo's online thing gives you a bunch of old games, which
it is when you buy a PlayStation 5 after not having one for a PS4 or
so
first 2 years of PS5.
Listen,
that I can get Last of Us, Final Fantasy 7. Spider-Man, all the games that I missed, all their exclusives are on there. So,
listen, all these companies are companies. They want to figure out ways to charge us money where they think we're getting a deal, and there are probably plenty of 34 million Game Pass subscribers. I definitely milk that subscription. I play a lot of games that are on Game Pass. I make that worth my money. If it costs, I don't know what it costs now. Is it $15 a month? I don't even know what it costs anymore.
Yeah, I think it's 15.
That's why I said 25 because I wasn't sure.
I think it's 15. So what is that? 15 times 12. So that's 180 divided by. So
you're gonna play 3 games.
3 games, which I play way fucking more than that. So to me, it is a value when I break it down that way. Is that going to be that way for everybody? No, but it happens to have. I mean, I like Xbox first party games, so I get that, and that usually covers me up. But then they also put a lot of great indies on there that are day and date sometimes. They put things like Persona 3 Reload, Persona 5 Tactica, Persona 5 Royal when it came to Xbox. Like they put games on there. I know I just said 3 Persona games, but they put games on there that I care about that otherwise I'd be spending $60 or $70 on. So it is a benefit to me. I have probably just the lowest tier of PlayStation because again I don't understand what is even on those because I don't need to engage with that platform in that way. And I think Nintendo is just a flat fee, so it is what it is.
I know the top tier has like PlayStation Retro and I forget.
Like
I think
I
think their cloud is on the top tier.
Okay, I can pay for that one, and I don't even use any of that shit. I don't know why.
Yeah, well, you're like the
I downloaded Buzz Lightyear Star Command.
Yeah, I have all this shit coming out of my accounts. I'm like, I'm canceling Hulu, and then the next week I'm like, fuck, this is on Hulu. I gotta get Hulu back. You know what I'm saying?
To wrap back to it, and again, like All these companies are that. They are companies. We live in a capitalist society. They're going to look for ways to make money while charging us for things, then making it seem like a deal or this or benefit or like it's wild that the way we talk about Game Pass, just everybody is free. Yeah, you play it for free on Game Pass. It's like you don't play it for free because you do pay for Game Pass, but that's just how it's baked into our brains. But the point I was going to make was, especially on the other side of media, movies and stuff and whatnot, TV shows, that's a lot murkier because aside from just how everything's all segmented at this point, there's a million things and it's all this way, that way. But things that like are getting removed or hard to get or hard to watch now, like then it's like you need to kind of have the physical media if it's something you care about, because if it goes away, then where the fuck you're gonna watch it? Like all these things.
I mean, to be fair, it's the same in gaming.
It is to an extent, I will say, and again, this is just especially Xbox. Phil Spencer, don't know the guy, but he does try to position himself in the gaming culture that he's for the gamers and he's on your side and he's trying to, do the thing for you. When, yeah, they do a lot of stuff that seems very focused on us, but again, they are still business. But I will say they are good about, because they did talk about this in that podcast too, they're good about like game entitlements. And they're probably the best of the three with backwards compatibility, where it's like Nintendo's going to charge you every fucking time, and they're going to port everything and charge you every fucking time.
That was what my example was when I said like it's the same thing in gaming. Like how many times have we bought? I don't know. The first Mario Kart, I guess, is a good example.
Exactly.
Like every time it's come out, I've bought it on Switch. I bought it on well, I guess I didn't buy it on Switch. They're paying for Nintendo Switch Online to play it.
The virtual console on the Wii was amazing and incredible, and it was what a time to be alive, and all these games you couldn't fucking play. And then it's like, oh no, you bought all that, but you don't get to keep it. It's not tied to your account. And not only that, it's like, regardless, on the Xbox side of things, when you buy a game, if it has the PC compatibility, like you get both versions, which is not normal. Like if you buy Spider-Man on PS4, you don't get the PC version. And again, those are probably business decisions they're making because it's another little, check on the fucking board of like, here's the value we bring. Here's the value we bring. Here's the value we bring. Once the playing field gets more leveled, or if Xbox takes the lead, those things that are here's the value we bring will start to probably get, what can we remove that won't ruffle too many feathers? What can we start to take back? But they have been, at least in the last decade, been probably the best about game entitlements as well as backwards compatibility. So like you can play there are original Xbox games you can just play on your Xbox Series X, and 360 games, whatever. Whereas that just is not a thing on the other. I don't know about PlayStation 5. Can you play? Can you put PS4? Can you put PS4 discs into a PS5? I don't actually know.
Yes.
Mine's all digital.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. But if you own something digitally on like a PS3 and it's tied to your account, I don't think you can download it on your PS5. I don't even think you can download it on your PS4.
I don't know. I am not sure about that.
There's weird entitlement things, and this is just a broader thing about just game preservation in general that can be a whole fucking dissertation. But yeah, I mean, it's especially as we move towards a more digital focused future and a more streaming focused future, a lot of things then get dangerous. I mean, we are already moving towards physical media going away for, music is like, I don't know, we're back on records as like a, hobbyist.
I heard CDs are coming back.
I don't even think I have a way to play CDs unless if you put an audio CD into a PlayStation or an Xbox, I don't know what happens.
PlayStation will play CDs. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Or at least the PS3 did.
Yeah.
And I have a PS3 in my
so
house.
There you go. There you go. You get your fucking.
That's my CD
Walkman.
player.
You got your Walkman.
That's my CD player.
Walk around with that on your fucking side of your head. But we're in this weird space of, movies are going away. Big box stores are going to start not carrying movies and music. They might not even carry music already, but movies are going away.
I don't.
Games are definitely heading that way. I mean,
Good.
they you say that now, Todd, and then when you buy a game and then you lose access to it, it's going to be problematic.
I disagree.
When you can't play Max Payne ever again.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I fucking I bought all these physical games forever, you know, and I play them for the time being. They were all sitting at my parents' house in their basement. I'm probably never gonna fucking touch them again. Yeah, it's great. I have this game. I can fucking play it. I'm not gonna I'm playing all the new games, and I don't even have time to play those games.
No, I get that. And listen, like, yes, digital's more convenient. Digital's that, but there is. I mean, I'm a physical collector, so I'm gonna buy until I can't anymore. I'm happy that things like limited run and, you know, super rare games, etc. exist because they at least, like, you know, put indie games on hard copies and other things that, you know, whatever. Physical forever. I think that Xbox will probably be the thing that makes the more aggressive push to be digital only. I mean, it benefits them to be digital only. I mean, it benefits all of them to be digital only. They sell a game through fucking Target or Amazon or Best Buy, they're not getting the full profit. They sell a game directly through their marketplace, they're charging the same price and getting all the profit. So it behooves them to do that. But also, you know, I just think that with Game Pass, with cloud, with how they're set up to push their platforms forward, they benefit the most from people going full digital. PlayStation is not too far behind. I think they will also, again, like, it really comes down to they get to cut out the fucking middleman. They just get to sell the games directly to you. That's probably what they want ultimately.
You guys go. I don't go to like Best Buy or Target that much like I used to, but like when I go there, no one's ever in the video game section. It's a physical.
I mean, they barely have a video game section, especially Best Buy.
They're all empty.
Best Buy
usually Switch. It's like, yeah, Best Buy is a fucking.
Best Buy is very, very slim these days. Target still has the same space, but it's not full. It's never full.
It's always empty. Yeah.
But they have the same like space allocated to the store, where Best Buy has recently made changes.
Best Buy is eliminating their physical.
Not games though. They said only.
Oh,
movie.
Did they?
Yeah, okay. They clarified that it was.
I thought it was all physical media.
No, they clarified it was just everything but games. But again, I don't think that's far off.
It's never stocked when I go into a Best Buy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they don't carry a lot. I mean, the games section.
There was briefly a time where you could go in and buy indie games physical.
Yeah,
at Best Buy.
Yep. Well, they had a distribution partnership with Limited Run, so they would get Limited Run stuff. Game sections in stores will probably, within the next year and a half, transition to just being like demo kiosks. Like they're just gonna, and they'll probably still sell the digital cards, because, you know, if they're gonna have the consoles there, they might try to push for people to buy the whatever shop you're on credit in the store, so they at least get a percentage of that sale or whatever. But I don't know. I feel like we jumped all around the place. I think I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that Microsoft's gonna put certain things where it makes sense for them to do that other places. I mean, it doesn't surprise me, and it won't surprise me when Sony does it. And I would be surprised if Nintendo does it. That's the one that I would be surprised about. Because, like, this isn't me flagging the Nintendo soil, fucking clutching my pearls, but, like, Nintendo's just been around for so long. They have their intellectual properties just have a bigger cachet than anything that Sony and Xbox do. They just do. Like, Disney's never gonna fucking put Mickey somewhere that they don't control. No?
I don't know. They bought a share of Epic for some reason.
That was gonna be the other topic tonight, but we can't go down that path. But I think they'll be heavily involved in what happens in that thing. But it's more of like
wherever Mickey ends up, they'll have a say.
Yeah, and I guess it's hard. That's a harder comparison to make. It's an easy comparison to make with like the cachet of the property, where it's like, yeah, Mickey and Mario are like on similar levels of what these are to the world. But like, it would be more akin to saying like Mickey's never gonna be in fucking Universal Studios. You know what I mean? Like, it's just never gonna happen. There's no reason for that to ever happen. Just like people were
it's an odd one to use.
It's just because I'm trying to like.
But the only reason I say that is because Mario is in Universal Studios.
Well, it's more so. Well, that's because it was more so to be like Mario's not going to end up on PlayStation or Xbox. So like Mickey's not going to end up in Universal. That's like the platform comparison. Because like Mickey's going to end up in fucking all different types of media, and it doesn't matter. It's different because that media is just consumed generally anyway. There's not like a platform. I don't know. Maybe you could say like there's not going to be a Mickey show that's made for Netflix. Like it's going to be on Disney Plus.
Did you guys get my Fortnite TikTok with Mickey in it? Did you guys watch that one?
I don't know.
It's so good. Every time they killed someone, they had like the dance of hot dog.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I did watch that. Mike, final thoughts. What is your take on what has transpired over the past week with like
bring us home.
Microsoft?
Bring us home.
And
don't worry about it, because I stopped listening probably 45 minutes ago. So just say I agree with Todd.
That's why
whatever Todd said, I just backed that.
That's why I'm bringing you back into the fold with a quick summary. What do you think of just Microsoft, putting things elsewhere in that whole bag?
Good for them. We'll see how it plays out for them. It's a bold play. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out.
You think it's a bad move?
I said bold strategy. Let's see how it plays out for them.
Do you know the extent of what they're doing? For what they at least said they were doing?
4 games, unnamed, going to PlayStation or going to other consoles. The assumption is Hi-Fi Rush, Pentiment, Sea of Thieves. I forget what the.
I think that's great for Sea of Thieves, by the way, also as well, because just like that game's been like thriving forever.
It's
and
honestly,
that game still does very well.
It's remarkable that Sea of Thieves is still a game.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like it's great.
And
for
now
Sea
jumping
Thieves.
into,
I think the other game. I think the other game is the Obsidian Grounded. I think that's the other room.
That's another good game. That's But when we think back to when we played the launch game, it was me, you, and Dom, and I don't know who else. There was someone else, but we played Sea of Thieves, and there wasn't much going on, and we were like running around in circles. Yeah. And now if you jump into that game, there's so much. Yeah, right. It's like no,
there's so much I could believe.
Right. But yeah, no. Now someone from PlayStation jumping into that game is like a top tier game for like compared to where it was from where it is now. Like that's a fucking great game to get.
It definitely doesn't surprise me with games like that. Like that would be like saying, pull Minecraft to one platform, pull Fortnite to one platform. It's like those games thrive because they're accessible. Foam Stars is probably not going to have a long run. Probably have a better chance if it was available everywhere. It would probably have a way better chance if it was on like Switch. You know what I mean? It's
gonna have the same run as Destruction Derby. Also,
that's what I'm saying. Like there are games that definitely, especially in the live service format, like you're like I don't think Babylon's Fall would have had a much bigger run, but it would have had. I don't know if Babylon's Fall was on PC.
You know what just drives me insane is like I hope that PlayStation learns from Helldivers that like, hey, we should bring back SOCOM and fucking get some fucking multiplayer back on the PlayStation side of things. Let's go. The Helldivers is doing really good. Let's fucking reboot fucking SOCOM and make a fucking great SOCOM game. Like, how are they just? I've never seen a company drop the ball on something that was so fucking iconic during the time it was out. Just fucking abandon it.
I don't know. I mean, that was probably the biggest division in like the 360 era, especially I guess the Xbox PS2 era too, but like the 360 era specifically, it was like Xbox was the place to play the multiplayer games. It was Halo, it was Gears of War. I think for a lot of people, it was where most people played Call of Duty, like in Rainbow Six, like Vegas and stuff. Like I think those were like the Xbox community thrived off of those multiplayer experiences, and then PlayStation continued down the road of like single player experiences. I don't know. Even those first person shooters have single player things. Anyways, we're running into the fucking wall right now, so we're done with that. I think it'll be interesting to see how things keep playing out. I think, it is the inevitable. And honestly, especially in a situation where we're continuing to move towards the consolidation of everything, it's probably good that some of these things will not be locked to one thing, because Xbox owns so fucking much now. They have so many fucking things, and a majority of those are probably going to still stay on Xbox, but freeing some of those up, especially the things that are, much smaller sales wise or whatever in comparison, like a game like Hi-Fi Rush that I really liked. It was in my top 10 last year. I think that it's a fantastic game. Really can't wait for more people to get the chance to play that. Same thing with Pentiment. I loved that game. I think, those games deserve more people to play them. And it's a shame when they get, they don't get the love they deserve, in my opinion. But I think that'll wrap things up here for this week's episode of the Pass the Controller podcast. But before we wrap things up, as we always do, we play the video game, whatever game it may be, and it's pretty reliably, I'm trying to find the leaderboard in my notes, here it is, pretty reliably always answer unlocked. But before we get to that, thank you so much for listening to this week's episode 406 of the Pass the Controller podcast. If you're a friend of the show, fan of the show, and you want to support the show, best way you can do that, subscribe to us wherever you listen to the show, whether it's on a podcast feed or YouTube, over on Twitch. Leave us a review wherever you listen to the show. Give us a quick 5-star review. It's super beneficial in helping us grow the show, grow the community, grow the platform. We really, really appreciate it if you took a quick second to do that. If you have a couple of bucks kicking around, you want to support the show, you can do that by going to twitch.tv/passcontroller, subscribing to us over there, going to passthecontroller.threadless.com, buying some swag, or going to patreon.com/passthecontroller and becoming a patron. If you want to see everything we do, you can head over to www.passthecontroller.io. That'll link you to everything we got going on at all times. But without further ado, the leaderboard as it stands for this week. Dom is in first with 6 points. Mike is in second place with 5 big old Mikey points. And Todd is in third with 4 points.
I came back last week. Maybe I didn't.
I'm not lying. Roll the tape back.
Trash.
We're going to play a game we like to call Answer Unlocked. The way this game works is I will read the achievements/trophies for said game. Whoever gets the game first gets the point. Game number 1. Family Man. Complete Act 1. Who is blank blank? Complete Act 2. 1 down, 1 to go. Complete Act 3. Vengeance. Complete Act 4. Log Off. Complete Act 5. Hello World. Take down blank. End of Line. Complete 40 fixer contracts.
Is it Arkham Knight?
Incorrect.
Is it Arkham City?
Incorrect.
Is it Arkham Asylum?
It's not an Arkham game. Bassist Base. Complete every gang hideout.
What was the first? I'm sorry, the first achievement you said?
Family Man. Complete Act 1.
Okay.
Peephole. Complete every privacy mission. I'm sorry, privacy invasion. Enforcer. Use the crime detection system to take down 20 confirmed criminals.
Is it Gotham Knights?
And it's not a superhero game. I'll give you that. That's a much bigger clue than I needed to give.
Is it LA Noire?
Spider-Man.
Incorrect. What did you say, Dom?
I said it's not Spider-Man.
It's not Spider-Man. Hard Crash.
I was thinking it was Spider-Man too. I was like, wait a second.
Hard Crash. Perform 10 vehicle takedowns. Communication fail. Using non-lethal takedown, stop 10 civilians from calling to report you.
This is sounding super familiar, and I'm not getting it.
Is it Grand Theft Auto 5?
Incorrect. Bookmarked.
4.
Incorrect.
3, 2, 1.
Tag 100 enemies.
Ooh. Fuck, man. These all sound like familiar.
Power Cycle. Participate in 5 different city games.
Oh shit! What's the name of that game? Is it Watch Dogs 2?
Incorrect.
Is it Watch Dogs?
It is indeed Watch Dogs. Mike, I was like, you
I
better
just
say
said
this
that
fucking
first.
game, Mike.
Family Man, though. Where does Family Man come into what? I beat
don't
Watch
fucking
Dogs in them.
Mike tying the first place spot. Mike is out for
Mike
fucking
is here.
blood.
I've never played Watch Dogs before. I don't know what's going on in that game.
Mike said it's Black History Month. I'm fucking here. I'm taking the fucking board.
Yeah, I don't even know how he came up with that.
I guarantee it was the Power Cycle achievement.
I knew at some point it seemed like it was. For a while, I thought it was Super Hot, and then I was like, it's that other game that had to do with hacking things and computers.
Super hot.
Super hot.
No.
You do need to give me the full title of this game.
Yep.
Actually, let me see for a second here. I might change something real quick. Let's did I fuck myself here? I had a let's get
I think you did.
we're gonna get a little silly with this
Wow.
one. We're getting a little silly with this one. Sorry, I apologize. There's a method to what I'm doing.
Oh, cameo elements.
Star Extractor. Collect 15 stars in a playset. One more to go. Collect 15 stars in 2 playsets.
It's that game that just came out that you guys all loved. Oh,
All
Sea of Stars. Sea of Stars.
Oh, damn it. He's good.
Boom.
All-Star. Collect 15 stars in 3 playsets. And I apologize, this might be Devil Horns.
Oh, boo.
I have a guess, but I can't remember what the name of the actual game was.
Welcome to my world.
It's a start. Collect 50 stars. Wish Upon a Star. Collect 70.
Oh, that's not.
Sayonara Wild
it's
Hearts?
Disney Infinity.
It is indeed Disney Infinity.
I was
Holy
thinking.
I thought it was the Lego one, and I couldn't
Oh, that's
remember
like just
what the
a
Lego-
hey.
I was
here,
staring at
Dom,
the
here,
Lego
Dom,
thing,
here's a new
at the
game.
Lego game.
Why do you have
I was
Lego
like-
Dimensions, Mike?
I don't remember.
Which pack is it, Mike?
It's the one. It has the Lego movie like cop
Okay.
and his car.
Like,
Yeah,
Lego
I was,
Dimensions
I-
packs are worth a lot of money. I don't know if
Yeah,
they all
whatever.
are, but they are like very hard to buy.
Now
Yeah, I
you're
was-
just picking games for Dom for the thing.
Bro,
It's like, I'm just gonna
you
pick
are
the
definitely
Disney
the
games.
only one who's played Watch Dogs out of the 4 of
I didn't,
us. So
I didn't play Disney Infinity.
yeah,
I didn't play it either. I was
Everyone-
thinking about it. I'm like, I think those things were called play sets. Did that
That's why
game
I
have
was stuck on-
achievements?
That's why I was stuck on Lego.
all right. I feel like I gotta pivot again.
So this is going to be a Todd game, apparently.
Yeah.
No.
Just picking one for
No, Watch Dogs was the Todd game.
Yeah, it was. I thought Watch Dogs was gonna be too easy. That's why I made it. That's why I
Watch
made
Dogs
it.
is like
That's why I pivoted to what I thought was gonna be harder. And now I don't know where this last one stands. I pivoted
Well,
the through line. The through line had
Watch Dogs-
there was an original through line. Now there's a new through line. We'll see.
that original Watch Dogs game's like over 10 years old right now, though, right? Like it's got to be.
Maybe. Methinks Todd found the through line.
Old games, 10-year-old games.
Yes, they
For
are
the
all
first
20
time.
There you go. They're all 2014 games. Initially,
Todd
they were
is
going to be
figuring
all
it out.
Ubisoft games.
That wasn't me trying to find the through line either.
I know, and now I'm just throwing it out there. So now it's there. So now I don't think it's going to help anybody, but here we go. Final game, Awakening, complete prologue Awakening mission. I could be a dick. Here's what I'll do. You don't need to give me the full title, but when you say the game, if you give me the full title in your answer, I will give you 2 points. But you have to say the full game when you say it, or you do not get 2 points. It's not a hard thing to get. It's just there's an easy answer and then there's the full game title.
Oh, it's Mario.
Famous achievement trophy game, Mario.
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
Good point.
Which one?
Famous game, Mario.
Blank limb. Complete blank limbs mission.
Limb.
Limb. Beekeeper. Complete where do the bees sleep mission. Gears turn. Complete Hellbound mission. I'm doing that because it's all caps for some reason. Caravan. Complete Trader's Caravan mission. Voices. Complete Voices mission. Immortal. Complete Metallic Archaea mission.
It's Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Limb.
Mike gets... Oh, Mike, do you know the...
Phantom Pain. Nope, no, I actually don't know it then. Never
It
mind.
is the Phantom
right?
Pain.
Yeah.
Does he deserve 2 points for that?
Yeah,
I'll
he
let
gets
you
that.
guys decide.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mike
Yeah,
gets 2
100%.
points. Mike takes the fucking lead. Mike, how the fuck did you get that?
Remember when I said Phantom Limb? Because you said limb earlier, and I had been thinking about that for a while.
Oh.
No one said anything. I'm like, that's a stupid answer. And I'm going to go grab my cookies because I ordered cookies while you guys were talking.
Those are championship cookies if I ever fucking heard of them, Mike. Mike just fucking snuck in and became first place this week with Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain.
Games he's never played ever.
2 games he has definitely never played. I don't even think he owns either of these games. Yes,
I
these are
always
all
want to go
games
back and play
that
Phantom
came out
Pain,
in
too.
2014. Anyways, that'll do it for this week's episode. We appreciate you. We'll see you next time.